Okay, hello all, hello world. I'm somewhat on time, I think, which is a very rare occurrence here. This is day 146 of studying compilers every day until I land a compiler role. Wow, a lot of stuff in chat before. I think for our first learning C++, better use Notepad++. I don't think, I don't really see a reason to switch back to Notepad. Like, I don't really, I don't know, like if you have the tooling, you may as well use it. Like, the tooling is made for people to use, so like I don't really see a reason to switch away from using it. Like, I think if I could build a car with my hands, I would still use tools because the tools make it easier for me to build the car, right? So it's like, I don't know, it feels a little bit pointless to me, but that's all. Yeah, feel free to code along. That's always like something that I enjoy, to be honest. Or at least just like, yeah. So I feel like it always makes me happy to see that people are inspired. Let me reply to someone. Okay, yeah. So yeah, today I do not have a lot of time because I have like some evening plans. But that's kind of life. So I'll figure out how much stuff I can get done. The plan is to at least poke a little bit at just figuring out this like graph pruning stuff. I have like the paper up. Sorry if you got like full blinded by that. There was like some pseudocode that was like trying to figure out what was saying last time. So I think my plan is I will just like look through that, try to use that, maybe use that to make some semblance of an algorithm, and then we will go from there. This is kind of like our graph coloring algorithm. So yeah, that should probably get a decent amount of whatever's left of regalloc done, I think. Assuming I can get this done. This is coalescing, so we need to keep going. Yep, still scrolling. Spill costs. Oh, this is actually also pretty interesting. That might be a fun pass, but I don't know. That's like relatively low priority. What's good, Niraj? Good to see you. Yep. Sorry, I'm not very locked in today. This is rough. Okay. Good status. Okay, cool. So I believe the section we care about right now is color, I think. We'll figure out what this returns when we get there. For now, I think we just make this stack. Let's keep poking at this. Where's the spill algorithm as well? I think that's something else we could look at. This is modifying, this is fine. Where's the one that, oh, this is assignment, okay. Okay, yeah, just hang out with MGL and CMake. That seems good. Switching to NeoVim and WSL Ubuntu. Let's go, okay. I see we are making good choices here. If I'm told to prove I can program, I won't have to explain. I mean, the thing is, like, the tool isn't writing the code for you, unless you're using like generative AI. That's like a different story. But like, you're still writing the code yourself. It's just like saving time at the end of the day. Like, if someone asked me to like write C code on a whiteboard, I'm still like perfectly capable of doing that in some capacity at least. It might have like some errors here and there, but at least for the most part, it's at least like readable as like C code, for instance. And all of that is like on top of using existing tooling. So I don't really think like that matters as much as you're making it out to be, at least. Like, feel free to do whatever you want, but like, it's like, I don't know, I guess like everyone has different thresholds for like how much tooling they're comfortable using. But like, I don't know, I personally I don't really see the point, at least personally. Like, you do you, but that's my opinion. Okay. Assign registers, we don't care about that yet. 16.20. I guess we could probably read through a little bit more of this before writing some code. Modify codes 1.21. What is 1.22? Example. This is spilling. Okay, we'll figure that out later. We will start. I think we should just return a stack then, at least. What do we do with that though? I don't understand. I don't really understand what's happening. We might have to do spill costs actually, now that I look at it. Because that looks like what determines a lot of things. So I guess we will do spilling then, huh? Reason switching Neovim less state tracking, Visual Studio and VS Code of ID state tracking, which means more files to commit. I guess that makes sense. I mean, you can just throw that in your git ignore though, right? Like, I don't really see the problem with that inherently. This is Pygames. Yeah, I think that's fair, but there's a difference between like reusing building blocks and like it's like how far down do you want to go, right? Because like a lot of like the functions that are built into programming languages are also like inherently like built up abstractions. So like unless you want to like go all the way down to the level of like punching in ones and zeros, right? It's like it is all just like inherently arbitrary. Okay, I think we might have to do spill costs. Or at least maybe like we might want to look at generate like spill code at least. That might be like easy enough. We could like that might be easiest. Okay, shouldn't use if it's marked. This is rough. It's like kind of awkward because like I don't know. Is there like just a simple graph coloring algorithm that we could do? Oh, algorithms. Wait. Yeah, I guess we could brute force it. Ugh. Greedy? Assign smallest non-conflicting color. True. Yeah, I guess that would work. I should probably figure out pre-coloring. I definitely should figure out pre-coloring for like shift in particular, I guess. That might be smart. How did I encode this again? It's under. Oh wait, no. It's under LAR tree and then tiling, I think. Constrained register this thing. That's really annoying. Yeah, this is really annoying. I quite don't like working with this. Okay, we might just have to like figure out register constraints somewhere and then we can figure it out from there. Ugh. This is very annoying. I noticed that people know nothing about GitHub doesn't realize how cool GitHub is. Yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense. But also, like, GitHub does a lot of like really strange things. Once you get really in the weeds, you'll kind of understand that a little bit more. How much space and memory is this taking up? I don't know what this is referring to. Space, you can probably just like check. I don't particularly care. Memory, it's, if you're talking about the code editor, it's probably very little. And if you're talking about the program, we're not running the program yet, so it's not really taking up memory. Where am I? Oh wait, this is MR to LR. Okay. So under tree gen, I think. Or no, maybe we need a visitor just to like get all constrained registers, I guess. That's really annoying. Or I guess we have a different way to get constrained registers, right? But then that might be optimized out, so we might just have to like walk the we might just have to walk the program again. I don't really know if there's a better way to do this. Just with like the way that we're handling things. It could get messy, but we'll see. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is really annoying, at least to think about. I don't know, where do we even work out of? Shigen? I guess we should probably add like another pass, maybe. Maybe like a coloring thing, I think. And then we could get like a visitor in there and call it a day. I think I might do that. Grr. Okay, I guess we'll look in Regilock. What is the distinction that they make between coloring and assigning registers? This doesn't make a lot of sense. Are you basically writing your own middle and backend without using any of LLVM's tools? Yes. I am pretty much working from scratch, barring like a parser generator, because I don't particularly care to write that by hand. Okay, modify code. Color to reg, convert the color to a symbolic register. Okay, sure. So what is the difference between assigning regs, at least? Min color. What is min color? Okay, so min color exists. Great. Cool, helpful. Oh wait. Wait, no, I don't think there's like code for this, actually. Yeah, surely that's what it is, yeah. Surely it is just smallest non-conflicting. I think they explained it somewhere. Minimum color number of those. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Minimum color those not minimum color number of those colors that are not assigned to nodes adjacent to R, or return 0 if all colors are in use. Okay. Assigns values to. Wait. It also assigns values to real regs. Okay, that's a very clunky way to say it, but I guess that makes sense. Okay, so this just goes from colors to registers. I guess fair enough. Is there a reason we need to do this instead of just like doing the two at the same time? I guess I don't really understand the purpose of this pruning stuff either. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well. Like, why? There is no reason to like separate like colors. Like we could unironically just use like the register putters and call it a day. Like I don't really get this. No difference between coding and programming. I mean, like in most cases, I think the terms are pretty interchangeable. I don't really think that's a hot take though. I feel like that's generally well accepted. Okay, I guess this feels like we're overcooking a little bit. I feel like this pruning thing. And the other question is like if I'm like modularizing this, I don't really know what I don't really know like what the return type for this should be. Just like the mapping, because then like what if we can't color? I guess we could do like a unique putter. And then like if it's null, then it's not colorable. And then we have to spill something, and then like we can figure that out from there. What does spilling need then? I feel like all of today's stream is just gonna go to reading, unfortunately, which it is what it is, but this is like the most literal sense of learning. Software engineering is different than auto selection. Yeah, I think like software engineering is like the distinct. That's like where the distinction comes from, like coding / programming. Like that's more about like design. I don't think like literally writing the code has ever been the difficult part for most people. Okay. So what's happening here? What does this take? So we check each potion, use of a symbolic register to determine whether it is marked to be spilled. And if so, compute the displacement for it and insert instructions to load before each use and store after each definition. That makes sense. Okay, so this is like literally just spill specific register. I think we could probably abstract this in a different way. Probably in like a less clunky, like book-y way, I guess. Yeah, this is some this is rough. I don't like looking at this. Why is it so indented over or unindented? Okay. I guess that might be an interesting thing to write real quick. Just like spill and then like register. That could be fun. Yeah, I might do that. But then where do we put this? I guess we could stick it in regalok, but this is gonna be a gigantic file. Yeah. I guess we should probably like move analysis into something proper now. Like LIR tree is kind of like, I guess we could call this like ICEL, and then we could do like regalok as a separate directory. I don't know. We'll figure this out. It's not really like one-to-one in any meaningful way, so we might just have like a giant regalok book. My brother told me all programming languages are the same, but just different in syntax. To some degree, yes. It's like that is true to a certain point, insofar as like most languages have a way to like represent loops or like do if statements or like assign variables. But then like there are like differences between programming languages that this like kind of gets into, I guess, like the pragmatics of programming languages. Like they make different design decisions that lend themselves to different, I guess, code solutions. So like a language with like just looking at like this algorithm as an example, or this like procedure, I guess they call it. Like there's like this sort of like pattern matching stuff. Some languages have like really strong pattern matching tools for that. So like, I think like Python is fine. Most functional programming languages are especially good, I think. Like I've been playing around with OCaml a little bit. But if you're working in like C++, you're not going to have a good time doing this sort of pattern matching, I think. Oh lord. Are you learning every day for an hour or more? As much time as I feel like giving it, at least. Usually it goes from 1 to 2 hours. Some days it goes to more, some days it goes less. Okay, so I think we could definitely simplify our thing. I think this is kind of the outcome of today. There's not really much code to write, or there's a lot of code to write. There's not much being written, unfortunately. Just due to like time constraints. Maybe we make like a color analysis. We can just do this. We say giving more hours a day is better or worse? No. I would not say it is better or worse. I think there are advantages to each. If you go too long, if you go too long, you get tired. But if you go too little time, you don't really like maximize your use of time. So, it's all kind of case dependent, I feel like. Let's do all this. Depends on the person, yes. Also depends on the day as well. It's all very subjective, is the thing. We can actually just leave this as backend, I think. This is fine. Okay, so we want we want register coloring, or listed unordered map. So we want to go from, I guess, register to register, or virtual register star. We want to go from that to LR register star, I guess. I'm very new, I know nothing, but I want to make a game and trying out C#. Any help? I think there should be plenty of tutorials, at least. I think that will get you pretty far. Just like try to make anything. I think that will help a lot. If you know how to program, I don't think it's that bad to learn C#. Like mess around with C#, maybe mess around with Unity. There's plenty of tutorials online. I don't particularly have any recommendations, but I think there are great ways to. I guess there's like a lot of good tutorials at least. If you don't know programming, I think that's kind of a good place to start. Which I guess there isn't really any other place, but it should be fine. Again, I think it's very hard to find a specifically bad tutorial. Is drinking alcohol and learning programming okay? I mean, that's like it's up to you how you want to learn. I don't think it's inherently like it's it depends on how well you function with alcohol and how well you retain information when you are drunk, I guess. Yeah, I will leave that up to your discretion. I can't really comment on that because I don't really drink a lot. I guess we could call this register coloring. I guess we could call it that. We should move color over here. We could do this, and then we could also make like a apply thing, I think. Register coloring. We can make this color. What does this take? This takes in the program. And then we definitely want interference, at least. Like this, I think. Let's just do this for a second. We need to import interference. LAR interference? No, it's just interference. So we want Analysis, interference. Oh wait, this doesn't live in LAR. Is binary and hex really that important? And the thing converting between the two? It depends on what you wanna. It depends on what you want to work on. If you're doing like a lot of system stuff, I think it's at least important to be able to reason about. If not, I think it matters a lot less. But oh, this needs to be caps. It's still nice to learn about at least. Oh, this is a header. Whoops. Okay, so we're gonna do this in a really messy way. Let's just paste that in here. Let's actually just steal that. This should go into analysis, color, like that, I think. Where does this live? Backend, not LAR. There we go. First try. We actually need to keep that there. We need this here. There we go. Perfect. Is the compiler role like a job? Yes. Specifically just a job that I can work on compilers pretty much full time. How'd you decide you wanted a compiler role? I took a compilers class. I hated it. And then after a while, I realized I kind of liked it. So I did research for like 2 years. Now I am here trying to, I guess, do that for the rest of my life. I'm kind of just like taking a lot of inspiration from existing compilers and like trying to rebuild the existing architecture from scratch to some degree. Did you ever do LeetCode? Yes. I've done a lot of, I've done more LeetCode than actually less LeetCode than I wish I have. I wish I have done more. Every programming language already has a compiler? Not necessarily. Some languages are interpreted, some of them are compiled. So compiling is when you need to actually like translate a programming language down to literal ones and zeros. But there are some languages like Python that don't need to be compiled because those are just executed directly through an interpreter, which like reads a line of code, translates that code, I guess, like on the fly, and then like does something, I guess, with that. What's Visual Studio? Visual Studio is an editor, or I guess an IDE is the technical term, but it's a place where you can edit code and like it provides a bunch of tools to like make it easier to write code and manage your project, I guess. The compiler is what is the tool that actually like builds the code, at least. So if you've heard of like GCC or Clang, those are compilers, for instance. Or like Rust-C. 5 p.m.? Oh yeah, that means it has been half an hour. I have done very little in that half hour. This is rough. Okay. Okay, so we have color. Okay, let's make this coloring, I think. Let's do that. There we go. What's wrong here? We have coloring. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's go back out real quick. Sorry, apologies for like not reading chat for a little bit. I need to lock in for a second. But I see this out of the corner of my eye. Are you using Vim? I'm using NeoVim, because I'm a big NeoVim enjoyer. What is the optional? I guess we could do color here, I guess. Oh, what is like the fail type, I guess, here? Yeah, this is awkward. He is using a computer? True. That is the real answer. Yeah, I think I agree with Harold with like hex versus binary. Like, there are times to use both. It is just like all use case dependent, at least. Are libraries like you install in the IDE? Not necessarily. They are, I guess, think of them as like predefined like collections of functions. Windows will make you compile Python? No, it should not. Like you'll have to run it through Python, but you're giving it to the interpreter to run, which is very distinct. Okay, let's color LIR, let's give it LIR, and let's give it interference, like that. Okay, so we do that, that's good. Okay, how do I even do this? It is okay until you run it. What do you mean by that? Okay, how do I even determine if the coloring is good? This is very awkward. Okay, here's what we're gonna I kind of want to just give it like... I kind of want to just like pass in a register coloring thing by reference. Why do you use auto? Because I'm not even sure if this is the type I want to use. That's one of the reasons. So this will update automatically. Second, it's nice just having something that can, I guess... I'm quite lazy with typing, so this is quite helpful in that regard. And third, it also like, it guarantees, or it's like another like software engineering sort of choice. It forces the value to be initialized as well, because if I don't initialize this, it doesn't let me do anything. I don't know how to do validity here actually. Yeah, this is very annoying. I kind of want to do like maybe I do a unique pointer, but like that's like really clunky. I don't really like that. Maybe I should do that for liveness and interference as well, huh? Why do you not use Linux? Because I have a Valorant addiction, and I need to be able to play Valorant on short notice. Okay. I'm still like struggling to figure out how to do this thing. I guess we have color, and then we could do like bool is valid coloring, I guess. Or maybe we could make like a register coloring like struct. Have you thought about doing competitive programming? Yes. I wish I had gotten into that at some earlier point. But I never ended up having the time for that. For whatever reason. I did like collegiate debate for a while, and that was my big competitive activity. Okay, so I guess we could just make this a really ugly struct, I guess. Are you in college? Yes. Let's just pair this. Okay, we can do this, I think. I don't really like this, but it is what it is. Just do that, maybe. Oh, wrong braces. There we go. I guess can color. I think this will have to do. I'm getting like really aggressive with these types, but I think this is kind of just rough. Let's rename color as well. Let's rename that. Rename. Okay. What are general tips for problem solving? Yeah, I'm not really sure how to help with that, at least. I will say though, reading the problem properly definitely helps a lot, because I tend to forget to do that, to be honest. What's good, Nick? Senior live streams every day. Yeah, I mean, it helps having the internet hold me accountable, at least. Because if I don't stream, then like, it's not really as everyday. It's already not really everyday for like various different reasons, but if it can be as everyday as possible, that would be great. I want YouTube tutorials. Can I send someone in Discord? There is the resources channel. I think that'd probably be a good place to put them. Yeah. Okay, I think we should move this, like, maybe commit stays. We could probably keep these here. Maybe, or we put commit in here, and then we can do like spill in this file. What keyboard are you using? I'm using a Keychron V3 with Gateron Oil Kings. Okay, we don't need assign registers anymore. Yeah, we can do that. This is like coloring proper, I guess. Oh wait, actually wait. We can be better with this type definition. We don't need the pair part here. We can just do this for coloring, and then we can make this return stood pair. So we can make a return pair of bool and coloring. I think that's the best way to do this. Yeah, we can do that. That stays the same. This is all good. Okay, let's keep going. I'm already like way over time, so this is just gonna end up being an hour, I think, which is a very funny outcome, but it is what it is. I do like actually need to disappear at like 30, so we'll see we'll see how this actually goes. But what else do I want to do here? Actually, we can just do this, I think. We don't really need to do a lot more there. We can save those lines. Oh, we need to update this. So I guess true, and empty, I guess, like that, maybe. We'll see how this goes. C++ Windows 10. There should be one that comes with Visual Studio. I think that's the one people... Yeah, MSVC is the one. I'm fairly sure Neeraj, if he's still around, I'm fairly sure he can help you out with that. I feel bad like just voluntolding him to help you, but yeah. Okay, so this builds. Zoop. Okay. Still runs. Okay, so this needs to take LIR obviously, and we can give it coloring, I guess. What type is this again? What did I call this? Register coloring. Okay. So then we can make can make commit registers. So this takes LR program, LR, and then we give it register coloring. Zoop. And do that. Yeah, okay. Or I guess maybe we could put it in like here actually. That would make sense because like we probably want a visitor anyway. So I'm probably gonna move this over, yeah. So we have tricolor, and then we have like color registers, I guess. Assign registers. Replace. Color registers. I don't know. We can just do that, I guess. Yeah, we could do that, I guess. That's probably fine. Definitely need to throw this here then. Okay, this seems fine. Day 6. I mean, you haven't sent the link, so I can't really do anything about that, unfortunately. Okay, so then we can color. Yeah, what Harold said. I would recommend doing that. I don't really know what to do here with this. Ideally, you cannot see it. YouTube eats up the link, so yeah, it is what it is. I will leave you to figure out another way to send that over. We could probably stick spilling up top here, I guess, or we could make like a transforms actually. Or I guess there's probably a better way to do this. There should be a better way to organize. I don't know. Because I don't really want to like structure it as, what's it called? I don't really want to structure it as like passes, but I guess I'm gonna. I don't know. I don't really know what to do here. I guess this like analyses, transforms, distinction is like fine. I don't really care enough for now. We can move things around later as we see fit. I guess we could just call it passes. Yeah, let's do that. And we don't need transforms either. So we want to look up analysis. Okay, let's change all these. I don't really like calling it passes though. It feels a little bit awkward. You know? I guess that's like the least imprecise term, so I will use it, but yeah, this is just like a usual project structuring thing. It's just kind of doomed, I guess. Let's see if this builds. It looks good so far. What kind of opportunities are there in the compiler industry? The two big areas that I hear about the most are like big tech, so like because they have like their own languages, whether it's like NVIDIA with CUDA or like Google with whatever langs it's making. Yeah, or like Apple with like Swift, for instance. Those are like all pretty major notable examples. The other big area I hear about is like I guess hardware startups, because they have like hardware that needs to I guess run code, and we don't want to like just write assembly for that. So it'd be nice to have compiler backends for that, for instance. And then there's like Quant, because they invest a lot in various different programming languages, make them run faster. So like a lot of quant firms invest in like C++ open source work, for instance, and that's kind of where I want to end up, if at all possible. Okay, passes. We have coloring. I guess this is how we're gonna clean up this like regalloc thing. So we can do this. I guess we want like spill. We can just do that maybe. Semiconductor space, yeah, that's another good example. We can also do coalesce. I think that divides things pretty reasonably. Let's just like steal all of this real quick. We don't really need interference. We might. No, we need interference. Let's steal that. Let's stick this here. Yeah, we can do that, or we should split this up, obviously. We want semicolon there. Backend passes coalesce. We don't need that yet. This is good for that. And this is a starting little thing. Let's steal that. Yeah, apologies if I'm like typing very aggressively here. I'm really realizing I'm running out of time. I also got pinged somewhere. What programming career do you think won't have lots of competition? I think it will always, there will always be a lot of competition there. I imagine it's just like, if you're like looking at like local like programming rules, like local companies, I think that's probably the most insular you can get though. Okay, let's build real quick. Let's see if this works. Okay, looks good. Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio. Visual Studio is made mostly for like C and C++. It has like very dedicated tooling for that. Visual Studio Code is like a very general purpose code editor. So its tooling is more like bare bones, and you can kind of do more customization with it at least. It's up to you as to whether that's like a benefit or not. You mentioned you don't really want to be really reliant on tooling, so I think like Visual Studio Code might be better there, because you can be as minimal with it as you'd like. Okay, interference. Let me just. Oh lord. Okay, I need to like simplify this. Maybe I should use like an X macro or something. God forbid. Okay, let's do something here. We can do spill here. hope it has dark mode. Yes, it very much does have dark mode. I don't think I've, yeah, I don't have VS Code installed anymore, but I used it for the longest time, so it's very serviceable. I've just like I've just changed a little bit in terms of the types of editors I prefer working with nowadays. Why did I yank that? I don't really need to do anything there, I think. We want, oh wait, program lir, and then we want, I guess, what would we do here? We want spill and we want like spill multiple, I guess, right? Maybe I should define this down here first. Or it doesn't really matter. So we have LR and we want LR register. Reg, I guess we could do that. Okay, we can do that. We don't need that there. We want backend LAR operand. Spill might be an easy place to look, actually. Yeah, that actually works, I think, right? Why did I stick a semicolon there? Okay, that looks good. I guess if we're just like coloring like this, we could probably just compute this down here with like this, maybe? I don't know. I don't think we need to like be aware of spill cost when coloring, right? Do we need to? I have to go. Thanks for the video. Well, thanks for showing up, Scottish. Always appreciate having you around. Yeah, it looks like we needed spill cost for like this graph pruning thing, but I don't really think we're doing this anymore. Like we can just very lazily color, right? We can kind of just do our own coloring algorithm and it's NBD. Getting real sleep for once, yippee! That's quite good. Okay, this, I feel like I've just made it harder to maintain everything because now I've just like split it up a little bit. So here's what we're gonna do, just so I don't forget. So let's just like, let's look through this. You've been doing this for 52 minutes? Yeah. Okay, so I guess these two are done. Coalesce, this goes into coalesce. Do that. This goes into spill. I don't think we care about pruning anymore. Let's call this color graph. So we have spill now, and we have coloring, and we have coalesce now. So this is coloring, and then this also goes into spill. Okay. Some color graph. I guess we could do that like this. This seems like a pretty fair way to go about this. Yeah, okay. I guess this is probably fine. This is probably like a reasonable place to, I guess, leave this. Notice you got Notion installed, but you're taking notes in a text file. I've tried it out. I've honestly been like kind of lazy with Notion though, so I haven't really used it for a while. It's also like my personal slush pile, so I'd rather avoid leaking everything that I have just sitting around. Yeah. What's good, Max? Yeah, let's make sure this builds again with this new structuring. It runs that. Let's give it like a while. Okay, cool. This is a mess, but oh well. I guess we just have extra slush. It is what it is. I guess this file looks shorter now, which is helpful. It feels like I've just like structured this out as like a homework assignment now, which is really funny. I guess I could do a little bit more of that, but I am running out of time very quickly. We need like spill costs, I guess. So under here, compute spill costs program. We'll just start with that for now. Actually, no. We're just gonna stick this in here. I don't know. We can do underword map from register star, maybe virtual register. Can do that to into 64T, I guess. I don't know. We'll just do that. Yuck. I don't like that. That makes me like kind of uncomfortable to look at. I don't know. We'll deal with that for now. Yeah, we can do that, and then we can do like spill all, I think, because we probably want that. And then we want like spill 1, I think, or I guess we could do that with like spill costs. I don't know. I don't really know what the rest of this API should look like. But for now, we will just we'll just commit and call it a day. What did I change in runner? Oh, I see. Oh, I should probably update the runner as well, just to like run interference, but I'll do that in a second. So here we rename backend analyses to passes and blow up regatlock. Format. Okay, we're gonna do this the lazy way. Zoop. Okay. Great. Let's try that again. Yank. There we go. Quit. Okay. Zoop. Okay. Okay, and now real quick, let's just like update the test runner. Very little. Where is LAR? So we compute liveness. This is so boilerplate. I'd like to do better here. Yeah, I will figure out a way to deboilerplate this. This might be a next time thing though, I'm literally out of time. You know what? Yeah, I am out of time. I should just first try. Okay, let's just push and call it a day. Yeah, so sorry about today's stream being a little bit shorter, which is really funny because it just ended up at a normal time, I guess, but oh well. Thank you all so much for showing up today. If you haven't already, make sure you like the stream, sub to the channel. It helps out a lot with the algorithm, gets my content out to more of you. While you're down there, make sure you check out the description. Attached there is my Discord. Feel free to join. It's the best place to get pinged when I go live and chat with the broader community. Also, while you're down there, make sure to add me on GitHub and LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn to stay up to date with what I'm doing. And if you wish to support me financially, feel free to head to my GitHub sponsors, which is also down there. Yep, I'm gonna go do the stuff that I had planned this evening. Take care, y'all. Take it easy, and have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are.